Hey guys, this is Rob, but don't wear my chinelas. Going to do a little video. I am coming to you from Research Triangle Park, North Carolina. So it's been a while since I did my first video, and thought I'd just take a few minutes. It's a lazy Sunday afternoon. I got some football on the TV, hanging out at the hotel, and I thought I'd do a video. Got my camera set up. Just so you guys know, I'm using I think this thing's called a Lark 2 wireless mic. So we're going to give that a go, see how it works out. And I'm just going to talk about some things. This is my first time back to the US in about 3 years. My wife and son and I, we completed our transition just under 3 years ago. Sold everything and executed our plan that was 10 years in the making to go to the Philippines. And I worked a little bit. I did some projects. I traveled to Ireland. I traveled to Belgium. We did a lot of travel in Southeast Asia, just managing the Balik Bayan visa. So we hit Singapore, Kuala Lumpur. I did a business trip up to Shenzhen. Where else did we go? Bali. So, but this is my first trip back to the US. So I was kind of excited about it. I didn't know how I was going to feel when, I came back to the USA after such a long time being gone and facing the changes in the Philippines. I didn't know if I'd get here and just immediately, have regrets or, so anyway, I'm about 2 weeks in now. So I spent about a week in Texas hanging out with the family. And then last Sunday, I came out to North Carolina to start a little project out here. Scheduled out here a month, but I really don't think it's going to take that long. My project's going pretty well. And I expect I'll be done in another week, which will put it right at 2 weeks. So then I'll just go back to Texas and spend more time with the family before I head back to the Philippines. So some observations, for my job, I've traveled a lot. I've routinely gone to China, Taiwan, Europe, you name it. And every time I would fly back in and come through the immigration at, say, LA or San Francisco, you queue up, you go through the immigration line, and they, grab your passport, check you out, maybe ask you a couple of questions, and then they give you that stamp on your passport, and they say, "Welcome home." And I'll be honest, I was kind of looking forward to that, Anyway, I entered in through DFW this time, flew into Texas, and it's different. So now they have these little footprints that you stand on, and they have a camera. I'm assuming it's all biometric now, and they just read your face. They don't take your passport. They don't do anything. They just have you stand there. You wait a few seconds, and then they wave you on. So it's become really impersonal and really automated. Well, that's fine. That's progress. That's technology, right? But I just got to say, I was a little disappointed. I was hoping to get that welcome home, but it's probably a little apropos, I guess you'd say, because I'm not sure if US is really my home anymore. Just because I'm living in the Philippines and my family is there now. So what else can I tell you? It's strictly business here. I was just hanging out with family in Texas, and kind of the one thing I noticed there, my dad stays in a kind of a older house, a modest house, and not a bad neighborhood, but not a great neighborhood either. It used to be kind of a bad neighborhood. And I remember I was thinking about investing there a couple of years back. There was a house for sale, and I think I could have picked it up for $60K. Those houses in his neighborhood now are going for $240,000. And these are pretty modest 2-bedroom homes in an older subdivision that's not, it wouldn't be considered a nice subdivision, let's say, just average working class subdivision. So that was kind of surprising. You know, his house there, they're around 240, 250. And then obviously, if you want to get something nice, get something bigger. Those houses are more expensive. So that surprised me a little bit. Visited there for a while, and then Sunday I jumped on a plane, came out here to North Carolina, and I brought some vape with me. So I'm a vapor. I got a bit of a nicotine habit, and that lasted me about a week. So when I landed in Raleigh-Durham, first thing I did is, leaving the airport, I ran to the local vape shop. And for those of you out there that got that same habit, I buy these in Cavite for about 500 pesos. So we're just under $10 for these little geek vapes. And depending on how I run them, how much I'm hitting them, they'll last 3-4 days, maybe a week. And so I went to the vape shop, you know, Googled one and shot over there and saw these. So, you know, I knew I liked them and they had a flavor I wanted. So I grabbed one and I asked them, how much are these things? $26 here in the US. Now, I'm in tobacco country. I'm in the Carolinas, and I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, if they're taxing these things, and maybe they prefer you smoke cigarettes. I don't know. But these things are outrageously expensive. So I got 2 of them, and I'm going to just make these things last and try not to buy any more. Another thing, I needed a haircut. So I meant to get one in the Philippines before I left, so I'd be, you know, high and tight for my trip out here, and I just couldn't get it done. So went to a barbershop in a Walmart. And for perspective, you know, when I was getting my hair cut, maybe at the Supercuts or Great Clips or whatever in Arizona before we moved to the Philippines, I was probably paying $15, $16 for a haircut. So I thought when I got here, I was expecting the price to be somewhere around $20. $30 to cut this little bit of hair I got here underneath my hat. $30. And I was talking to a guy in a parking lot. I thought I got ripped off. I thought I got the old Filipino scam or skin tax here in the U.S., if you will. And he's like, no, I got one last week, and, you know, I paid $35. And it's pretty crazy. So inflation is real. We went and got some groceries, about 3 bags of groceries just to throw in the fridge here at the service apartment I'm staying at. And that was about $50 for a few days worth of food. So yeah, it's, you know, I know a lot of guys dive in and they do this, you know, analysis and budget analysis. This is just anecdotal stuff that I'm noticing. Things are definitely a bit more expensive here in the States, a little bit more than I was expecting. So what else can I tell you? North Carolina is pretty nice. Now, I've been here one time before, but I think it was like a short service call. Maybe I was just here for a couple of days because I really don't remember anything about it. Lots of woodlands around here, and I'm loving all the infrastructure. I mean, that's something that's clearly different compared to the Philippines. So traffic seems super light. Roads are well organized, and I wish I had taken the time to maybe check into renting a motorcycle today and just doing some riding today on a Sunday and take advantage of the roads and, you know, see a little bit of North Carolina. But, oh well, maybe next time. So that's kind of it. I'm going to try to pick out some topics, and I have some in mind. And I'm going to just kind of mull them over a little bit. Some interesting stuff out there in YouTube land. You know, people are talking about a crisis and foreigners being under attack and Filipino scams. And, you know, I got some thoughts on that. So I think I'm going to do a little video on that and just give my opinion on it. That'll be coming up soon. So anyway, for now, this is kind of what it's going to be. All I can really do is fire up the camera and do, you know, do this type of video until I get back to the Philippines and then I can get on the bike. We can do some other stuff and maybe visit some places. And looking forward to doing more content. But anyway, that's the report from North Carolina. So looking forward to getting back home soon. Probably toward the end of October, I'll be back in the Philippines. But going pretty well. So thanks for watching.